So I just want to explain why we call Trump Putiners Nazis, or Trump supporters, Putin supporters. I call Trump Putiners. Why we call them Nazis? I think Trump Putiners is just as bad of a word. But we call them Nazis to be informative, not to be mean, not to be like, we're going to pick a bad word that should make you feel bad and apply it to you without meaning or reason. No, because they're Nazis. Because it's informative to let them know that they're Nazis. It's very important at this point to let them know that they're Nazis when they can't tell from the signs. And the signs are numerous and plentiful. Of course, the concentration camps, which more and more people are calling concentration camps, they're deportation, alligator Alcatraz, which is a dishonor to the real Alcatraz, which is a spiritual site that should be preserved against any changes by the Trump administration, just like all of our country should be preserved from any changes put forth by the Trump administration. Biden should have gone full reverse on every single thing Trump did, and we're going to have to do that a lot more, just like climate change. After we stop it, we're going to have years of repairing it, decades of repairing it, and we need to stop it as soon as possible. But we call you Nazis because that's what you are if you're a Trump-Putinir, if you're a Trump supporter. And at least there's enough decency amongst people to know that that's a bad thing. Maybe now that the Epstein files are not being released, enough people are going to wake up to it to realize, hey, the left was right about this. Yeah, the left are the last Americans left. Left was right about everything. And they're right about this. And if we're right about this, what else are we right about? Hopefully people will start to question that and wake up and realize that being woke is a good thing to do instead of being a zombie Trump-Putinir or a Nazi. Now, there's no excuse that you're a zombie. People have been telling you this all the time. But if it takes Epstein and Trump obviously lying about Epstein to cover up the fact that he was Epstein's main client or whatever, to wake you up, well, good. I'm glad that's finally waking some of you up. But there's more to be woken up to, and including, that diversity and inclusion and all that stuff is good, including the concentration camps are bad, and that genocide is bad. And the one thing that I think throws these people off is they don't understand how much the Klan, how much white supremacists, how much Trump-Putiners hate minorities, yes, but also Jewish people and Catholics. They did Vance a pope, but that didn't clue people in enough. But Jewish people and Catholics are hated by the Klan as much as other minority groups. And that seems like, well, so why are they supporting the Jewish people's genocide of the Palestinian people? Because look how much hatred it increases towards Israel anyway, and Netanyahu, not necessarily towards Jewish people, but towards Israel. It increases the hatred. It increases people's demands for justice at their expense, at the expense of that country, or at least at the expense of Netanyahu. And they're using the Jewish people in Israel to genocide the Palestinian people in order to just, get them to do their work so that they can get genocided after that and people won't object as much. It's just their same plan that it always has been. And Netanyahu fell for it. Netanyahu and all the IDF, all the Israeli establishment fell for it, or, was created for this purpose by Christian nationalists, by white supremacists, by the Klan. They made this Zionism, they made this fake group in order to facilitate their overarching roles. And when you think about it, they probably are the ones who made the terror group that they're fighting against, when they're the real terror group, or they're just branches of the same terror network. This is really obvious in Putin and all his influence over Trump, Bolsonaro, Modi, Orban, etc., throughout the world. And all these guys need to be stopped. I think we can do it peacefully. I think we can do it on our phones from bed and from our baths like I'm doing right now. I call it the Pillow Revolution when we do it that way. I invite everyone to join and use that hashtag. But it's time to overthrow these evil tyrants. And it's time to end Nazism, or the Trump-Putiners, the fascism that is obviously fascism. And when they try to trick people by saying, well, if I'm a fascist, what am I a fascist for? Just ask them, well, what do you think are the worst 3 or 5 fascists? And see where they put Trump and Putin and Netanyahu on that list. At least some of them, or at least the Trump-Putiners, are at least criticizing the genocide. So there's different ways to break this. And they're reporting the Epstein wedge in the Trump base a lot more than they're reporting the anti-genocide wedge in the Trump base. But, to everybody he lied to you about him stopping wars on day one, to everybody he lied to you about being a peacemaker or saving Gaza, no, he's supposed to save it for himself, try to turn it into a resort. We've got to stop him in every mentality, everything that enables and contributes to it. So let's keep calling it out. Thanks for calling it out. But let's know that the end is in sight. We are going to get to a post-Trump, post-Putin, post-Netanyahu world really soon. So let's all make it happen and look forward to it and shame the people who have helped hurt everybody so much. Give automatic citizenship to all their victims here in America, for starters, and then compensation. So let's get this done. Let's overthrow these tyrants. Thanks everyone for helping doing it. Maybe J.D. Vance is meeting with the Murdochs because he's ready to 25A Trump and get him out of there and be our next president. We got to stop him enacting the same agenda too. He won't have the cult of personality that Trump has, but he'll still have the reins of power unless we remove him for the same things. For Vance and Pope Francis, let's at least get justice for Pope Francis. Thanks everybody, and sorry about all the white supremacists ruining everything for everyone for hundreds and hundreds of years. We're going to fix them. Church of Judas replaces all their churches. So check out Church of Judas too. Thanks.